All right, good morning, Coin Observatory. Thank you for tuning into this live stream. I'm gonna post one more time in Discord. Kind of get everybody rally the troops so everybody can tune in. What's going on, Christopher? I guess people are just hopping in right now. All right, it's been an interesting week. I told you guys I was hosting family, so we kind of slowed down on signals. I wasn't as hands-on as I was the previous week when we were crushing it. We were doing all these day trades for like 20, 30, 40%. Selling wedges, buying flags, trading all the breakouts. It has been alt season. It is alt season. I'm expecting continuation out of alt season. Some interesting developments yesterday. I had signaled a long and got stopped out. I'm still long. I relonged, and I do believe I uncovered why we saw this massive wick up and wick down. It looks like a crazy doji candle, this thing right here. You guys are aware there's a new futures contract that opened up on BitMEX, so I believe this run up was due to it, and this rundown was due to it as well. I think it's a September future, past June futures. That's the one I longed. That's the one I longed today. And yeah, my outlook is still long. It's still bullish, and I've got plenty of reason to be bullish. If you guys have been following us for some time, we have been trading market cycle. We've seen this market cycle on Litecoin, we've seen it on alts, we've seen it on BTC, and I do believe we have reason to continue to the upside. Market cycle's got to complete. All right, I might be wrong. I've been wrong previously, but for now, I don't see any indication why it should not complete. If you guys are familiar with my notes, if you're VIPs, you know we're trading some moving averages, right? And we saw Litecoin run up to this moving average. We're seeing alts run up to this moving average. Trading the cycle has been very profitable, and it's proved to be true, right? When we're nailing every 80% of our trades up to a certain moving average, selling and then buying back on the next close above, and we're generating profits time after time after time. So we've got an edge on the market. And we will continue to have an edge on the market. When the edge changes, we'll figure it out. But as of now, I still have a bullish target of 48.30. It seems so far away, right? It seems pretty far away, but it's not hopium, right? Let's look at Litecoin, see what Litecoin did. It's been leading this rally. Just gonna lift this up a little bit. So Litecoin USD. Oh. Go Litecoin tether. All right, we saw Litecoin make this massive leg up, trade below into a bull flag, another run up, and then close above into a bullish continuation, sitting today at $58, right? So it doesn't quite look the same as BTC, but we've seen alts follow the cycle, and Litecoin still following the cycle, and I expect BTC to follow the cycle. Fundamentally, there's some things that are changing. We still don't have an exact date on back, but we know it's getting close. Fidelity opened up some Bitcoin trading to certain clients, not all clients, but there's quite a bit of market's bullish, sentiment's bullish, it's risk on. Currently, alts are risk on. Market maker is generating more BTC for a reason, right? Anytime we see these market cycles take place, anytime we see alts move up, it's either an exit pump or it's market maker generating more Bitcoin before a BTC move up. Somebody asked about the weekly RSI, and I will look at that. XBT. Let's go to XBT USD. What about the weekly RSI? We're looking at spot. So one mistake traders make is looking at RSI just in terms of spot, right? Like, where is it at right now? RSI is a momentum oscillator. Momentum oscillators are used for divergences. They're not just used for spot. So weekly RSI sitting at 40. Well, guess what? It's above resistance. It's above 37. We had seen resistance previously at 37. So there is more momentum. There's definitely more momentum. In terms of a 4-hour chart, is it definitely a descending running wedge, more visible on the 2-hour chart or the 60-minute chart. And these have been known to break up, right? These break upwards. This is a bullish formation. We saw one down here. We've seen several. We even saw a couple down here at the low, and we've been trading descending running wedges for some time. And if you guys follow us on Twitter, maybe 2 months ago said it was descending broadening wedge season, and we've seen so many DBWs break out to the upside. So the weekly RSI being at 40. Now, if it was finding resistance at the previous resistance right here, then we'd be in trouble. I'm going to go to the 3-day. You're going to get more oscillations. And yeah, RSI is finding support, and it's actually headed up to the upside, right? This right here, it's like an MDRP, mid-range divergence. No, this is a long signal. And we're currently higher than previous resistance. We just got to break through this peak. We got to get that run up, and we should be good to go. All right, I think I'm done with BTC. You guys have questions on Bitcoin? Bitcoin chart, things you want me to look at? Moving averages, RSI, other indicators. Look at stochastic. Right, I mean, Stoke looks good. On the weekly. And 240's headed up. We just don't want it to flatline, right? If we flatline, we're in trouble. We don't want a stochastic flatline. We want to see a coil. Stoke RSI on the weekly. It's somewhat flatlining, right? And we've seen it do that previously, but Stoke's a leading indicator, right? And I'm still not seeing like divergences. I'm not seeing divergences. Nothing bearish. What about here? There's some RSI resistance. When it turns on market cycle, the market cycle is going to be the strongest thing, right? So it's talking about this. I'm going to go ahead and cover some alts. So we saw LTC, BTC start the run up. Right. This was our first target. Now we're getting close. Oh, that's not even Litecoin. We're seeing so many coins do this. We saw Wabi. I was asked about Wabi yesterday, and I think I'm seeing a broadening top on Wabi. This definitely looks like it could be a broadening top, so it's looking like we're gonna get a pullback. But then Nano is running up. So many tokens are running up to our key moving average to complete this cycle, right? I signaled an exit on Wabi because there's or on Nano because there's a rising wedge, so you're gonna see a pullback back to the 50, and another move up. That's just the market cycle completing. This indicator, I believe, completed the cycle. Yep. Nice, Derek. Please cover XVG, Mana, and RLC. I will cover those alts. Back to gains in the signals. So we've got I've got some auto trader. Go over some open trades. These are closed trades on our auto trader. So what it's doing is it's just hiking the stop loss to the previous target, and it's profit taking every target. And since the 11th, scroll down a little bit. There was quite a bit of shakeout. All right, so we'll start on the 7th. I think my last stream was on the 5th. So we had several trades closed on big gains. This last week got a lot of profitable closes, 15%, 26%, 8, 14, 4, a -5 loss, a 14% gain, a 61% gain on VIA, 120% gain on ENG. I had signaled some tops on ENG for the VIPs during the run up. Doc got stopped out. I'll re-examine it, see if it's ready to rally. We had a 33% gainer on Wabi, got stopped out. Singles stopped out in profits. But as far as open trades, active trades, ENG 28% in 15 days, TNT 25% 23 days. So a lot of things that we had signaled days ago are sitting in profits, right? The only like 3 unprofitable and unclosed trades that we're sitting on or there are 4 of them: NPXS, AE, which is rallying up today, Vibe, and BAT, right? But everything else is in green. We hit several targets. T2 on Walton, WT1 12%, WPR 15, Lisk 17%, 3 targets. ENG 15 days, 28%, 2 targets. So it has been alt season. I've been saying it's alt season since February 11th, since we uncovered the market cycle and we've been trading it. All right. Can you size LTC for me? Both BTLT just broke out of their 4-hour Kumo. So one thing I wouldn't do right now for BTC is typically Ichimoku clouds are for trending markets, not ranging markets. So if we were to BTC is still in range, right? And if you get like a TK cross, this is a daily. I'm gonna go to 4-hour. What's your time frame? 4-hour Kumo. My cloud hasn't broken, right? I don't know what your cloud settings are. We're seeing so is that like that's a bearish cross on the 4-hour. But once again, this indicator is for trending markets, not ranging markets. So Litecoin would be a better token to look at over Bitcoin because it is actually trending. Bitcoin is still in a range. So Litecoin BTC. Yeah, so I'm not a big cloud trader, and my cloud settings are not the same. This looks like a possible C-clamp, right? And when C-clamps happen, we see a pullback. But there's quite a bit of support down here, that 0.41. So I'm going to go to LTC USD, see what's going on. Still seeing a bearish cross. It's weird. Go to my secondary settings. I'm gonna get rid of the cloud. I'm not quite the cloud trader. Go to daily ADX, see what's going on. We're seeing the ADX kind of pull back a little, but the volume's still strong. I expect some kind of range over here, right? Because of a previous resistance. It should take Litecoin a while to break out of this range. We're sitting right in the middle of that range. So I'd say that we could see a run up to that $69. I don't expect it to break through on the first try. But then Litecoin it's had the most momentum out of everything. It actually started this rally, it sparked this rally. So I would not quite short Litecoin. Cam and I were talking about it in analyst chat, right? And I'm not seeing a rising wedge. I'm not seeing anything that would prompt a short. Let me add RSI on the daily. It looks like it's just getting ready to try to break out. We did see a failure swing, but now we're seeing momentum kind of come back into the chart. I'd like to see, it's like an expanding wedge. I want to see what happens at the 64, 67. There shouldn't be much more resistance, over here, not as of now. So go back to Troy's comments. Go ahead and copy that. That looks good. That looks good. Your chart looks bullish, Troy. Alright, I don't typically use the cloud. I'm not a big cloud trader. I like moving averages. I like oscillators. Going back to comments, thoughts on MDA, Theta, and MPXS. So Mike P, MDA. You guys remember when I said I'm exiting MDA? I haven't checked on that chart since I exited the trade, and yeah, man, I didn't sell the top. I sold near the top, right? What did I sell here or here? All right, what's going on with MDA? This token has been quite bullish. I'm seeing an expanding top here, right? Same thing on Wabi. These tokens that have cleared our market cycle, all right? Look how far off we are. There's a double top, quite a bit of heavy selling here towards the top. Look at this volume. The volume is going to tell a story. And our side of this, and if it's a divergent double top, then we did good. Yeah, look at that. Look at this divergence here. There's a bear div. I expect a pullback, right? What's support? Support's gonna be back where it was. So it's actually trying to retest here. So theoretically, I'd expect MDA to settle at that 26,280 Satoshi level, right? We want to see what happens on this retest. But we're seeing, what's going on with this high? Okay, it's not quite divergent, but these two highs are definitely divergent. These two highs are definitely showing some bear div. I don't expect continuation. I see a broad ending top. I want to see a retest of support, and we'll look to relong in support, right? Buy support, sell resistance. Also, I believe I signaled an exit on Theta. That was a big leg up that we traded. You guys remember this trade? And there's also a bearish div there. It's finding support. Thing about Theta is trading above its previous all-time high. It's coming back to retest this bull flag that broke up that we traded. Let's go to 240, see if there's a bullish div. End term, we're not even quite oversold. That looks like an oversold on the 240. Or another bullish formation. What's the 1 hour doing? It's ranging. It's still in a range, so I'd wait for a breakout. I'm gonna go ahead and set some alerts on this. I do believe Theta has got there's a big move setting up on Theta. Alright, so we want to pick up the bottom of the range, buy that support, either that or trade the breakout. And I don't see anything setting up for a breakout right now. Not on Theta. NPXS still hasn't moved. I'm expecting it to make a move soon. Man, it says 16. So it's doing this awesome pennant that we were expecting to break up. Up as in upwards. I think it's just a delay. It's hard to chart this one. The fundamentals are strong. There's going to be all these airdrops. There's going to be some staking happening. There's going to be coins moving off exchange. We saw the pennant get violated, but it does not mean it's game over, right? It does not mean it's game over. Let's fib it. Swing low to swing high. It's our 61.8, right? So right now I'd be adding here. It's not really getting down to 61.8. It's not getting to 14. 15 is right there. It's just such a narrow range when it's like 1 sat difference, right? And the whole token's at 16 sats. So I expect continuation. I'm expecting NPXS to get firing up at any time. So one thing I've been doing, ditching tokens that I've been holding for a while is looking for tokens like I put up a signal on Dent today and a couple of others, things that are early on in the cycle that are just now starting to show momentum, just now starting the swing, right? We're swing traders, momentum traders. So I'm seeing a bull flag on Dent. Here's some of my targets. We know it's going to run up to 31 sats. We just know that, right? As long as there's no like rising wedge, like ditching Nano today. I ditched XEM today. Ditched a couple of holdings waiting for the retrace and decided to diversify in something that's still early, still young in the market cycle, right? And I think Dent is a young one. I'm not going to cover all the tokens I signaled today because it's just not fair for you VIPs. All right, going back to Verge Mana. So XVG, what's going on? If you guys have been following our cycles trading, Where do we expect to find resistance? Right here, right? Where's the target on some of these trades that are running up? What's the first target? Where do we sell the first time? Right at this line. It got rejected the first time, then it made a bull flag, ran up 3 days ago. Man, I was hosting family, traveling all over the island, and we missed a few trade setups, but can't time them all right, you know. Would have definitely signaled very, especially after this big move up in the retrace. So what's gonna happen with Verge? I expect it to kind of settle over here, 196 range, 194. If it does close above our key moving average, I'd definitely buy back in, right? And a big example of that, I think it's ARK or Komodo, KMD. KMD's been just on a rager. In terms of what's really ahead of other tokens in this cycle is ARK and Komodo storage. Some of these tokens that did this early on, right? We had the first sell and a swing, and then they kind of range trade and close above, and then we see this secondary leg up. Waves is another one that's ahead. I think Waves is ready to rally. All right, this thing went. That's Waves ETH. Sorry, guys. Right, Waves is ahead as well. We should be seeing a continuation out of there. We're getting a couple of bullish crosses. All right, Mana RLC. So Mana is right on that. I was checking out Mana earlier today. I hold quite a bit of Mana, and it's looking strong, right? I mean, we're getting the close up here. It's just any time now. Volumes at 203 BTC on Binance, so that's healthy. And, you know, historically, when we see these closes on Mana, we see secondary rally. And this is one of the stronger tokens with heavy institutional backing. And I expect continuation. I do. RLC. RLC, that's a bull flag. I don't like these wicks. But let's go to the 4 hour. Definitely doing some rounding action. It's at resistance. This one's late in the market cycle. It's way above, right? So when things start getting way above, I'm likely to scale out and getting tokens that are still down here, right? Because we're seeing somewhat of a rally all across. Am I seeing a divergence? There is a bear div, right? There's a bear div right here. There's somewhat of an MDRP div. I wish Cam was online. He's our MDRP specialist. The 4 hour is not divergent. So let's remove drawing tools. So this token is still bullish. I don't see a reversal formation. This was somewhat of a pennant with a flat bottom. I'm going to chart it out. All right, this kind of breaks down, but then let's look at fib levels, right? What kind of pullback is this? Is this a healthy pullback? 61.8 pullback. It's great. It's finding support, finding resistance at the 38.2. A break above. Expect more bullish continuation out of RLC. The volume on it's not crazy, right? So it's still healthy. When things are getting like that 9,000 BVol, which is Bitcoin trading volume, daily volume. That's when we're seeing these big sell-offs start happening. So things in the 200, 400, 500, even like up to 800, it's like pre-breakout. We're seeing FOMO at 2,000 and sell-offs at 7. Some things to keep in mind. All right, Strat.key. Alex Woodson, welcome. Ben Paquette. Some personal friends of mine are in the chat. Crypto's alive again. Going over Aggie for, I'm just gonna go in an order. Aggie for Troy. So there's a bit of a bear div on the 4 hour. I can eyeball a rising wedge, and I'm gonna chart it on a smaller time frame. All right, a rising wedge, and there's definitely a rising wedge. You've been seeing pullbacks out of rising wedges. You've sold a lot of these rising wedges. You really have. So this looks like our wedge. This should have been the exit, just like what I did on Nano today, All right, I'm gonna go back to the nano chart. Even you guys that are on Discord that just have unpaid access, you can see our exits. This is a rising wedge, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. Going back to Aggie, doesn't look quite the same, but when you're seeing a rising wedge, we're getting out of this trade. This one's aggressive, right? So this should have been the exit. I've seen a little bit of a bad cross here, but is it game over? Is this game over for Aggie? Well, I don't think so. What's the daily chart doing? It's pretty late in the market cycle, really on high volumes. This could be a shakeout. This could really be a shakeout. I'm good in fib it. The 4 hours giving me a good fib. 38.2. I expect to move down in here. I expect to move to 1300. 1300 would be my ideal buyback. Troy, you got access to my notes, so I posted on how tokens are pulling back 50 to 61.8%. And that's when I would pop into Aggie. So I'm just setting some alerts for myself and the community. All right, going over strat, dog, key. All right, Stratus. Bull flag on the 240. Right here. That's it. This is a breakout trade. The daily chart is doing good, right? We had following this market cycle, when we start getting closes above our key moving average. Look at this, rejection, boom, close above. Not only that, we're seeing a bull flag above. We're seeing it open above resistances. So I expect strat to start moving. Volume's at 305. Volume hits 7, 800, 1200, 2K. Strat's gonna start moving. I don't see a reason for an exit. Let's go at the hourly. Still flagging, right? The flag just broke out. It just needs a big volume push, and we're gonna see it break past this resistance. I covered RLC. Enrique, I'll get to Polly shortly. Going over Doc and Key for Georgia. Doc BTC. Right, what's going on with Doc? Right, I signaled it back here. Seeing a move up. Right, we're seeing an attempted close up here. So when we get a close above, we're seeing a big run up. So volume's 230. Just needing volume. I mean, look some of these open trades that we've got on our auto traders. Some things have been open for a while. I'm gonna go over. I mean, open a month mana up 7. No, okay, open a month Pivx 10%, but it's just now catching up to the market cycle. Just because things are stalling out, like ENG 20% in 15 days, TNT 25% in 23 days. Some of our closed trades were open a while ago. This was signal 311, 38, 223, right? Zen was signaling 223 up 14%. So some things are going to be lagging. We opened Via on 227, got closed out on 311, 61%. So just got to be patient with the market. If you're going to be a momentum trader, if you see if you see a reason to exit, it's a good reason to get out and pop into something that's showing a breakout. But if there's no reversal formation, there's no good reason to exit. Let it ride up to our key MA. If it's closing above, it's a good time to hold that because it's going to break out. If it's the first time getting friction, second time getting friction, go ahead and keep those profits. All right, going over key. Bull flag on the daily. Let's go to 4 hour. 4 hours not looking too aggressive. Volume still low, but it's early in the market cycle, right? It's just early. This thing is just not doing. Yeah, that's the daily. Still early. I'm expecting a run up. What's our first target from here? Maybe 12%. All right, 12.35. Is there a bear div? what's RSI doing, right? Back to the spot, RSI traders, 58. That's bullish. Found support back here where there was resistance. At 53 was resistance. So I expect continuation. I don't know if this is in the extremes, not enough volume to really call it, but this looks like a bit of a flag. All right, a close above is gonna set us up for a move up. As if I liked your, if I covered your altcoin, I covered quite a few coins. Smash that like button. If you like my analysis, smash that like button. If you don't like my analysis, smash that like button. Just keep smashing like. Poly on the daily, got room to run. I'm gonna go to Bitrix. I don't like these wicks. It kind of jade my charts. So RSI 64. Finding support. Inverse head and shoulders. We're at the neckline. Retesting the neckline. You guys see this formation? I just literally eyeballed it, but I see it. Right, we got the head, the shoulder. Let me go over here. We're retesting this neckline. If we go to 240, we shouldn't have wicks. It should just be full-on candle bodies. So this is a pullback, right? This is a good level to potentially add. Let's go to see what volume's doing. 222, just low volume, inverse head and shoulders, perfect formation. We're starting to see that rounding. We see this high volume here. So a bit of a rising wedge here, and it kind of broke above and retraced. Typical, right? There's definitely a rising wedge there. Let's go to 60. So when we're seeing these, especially you guys that are in VIP, or even if you're not in VIP, you're just getting our trade updates. All right, chart out your holdings. If they're doing this and they close below, just get out. Like, and buy the pullback. What kind of pullback are we looking for, right? At 50%, 61.8. What are we doing here at this neckline? 61.8, right? I expect it could range back down to 25 and then continue on. So it's just, this looks bullish in terms of market cycle, right? Where we are right now, where Poly is, price action, where alts are in market cycle. If you're going to expect continuation based on the head inverse head and shoulders and the 50% pullback, I expect to move back up to 31.59. Thanks, Christopher. Just smash that like button, man. Help me out. All right. Hit me with some more requests. We got plenty of time. You got plenty of time. We cover some more of your alts. I've been gone for, not full-time gone, but I've been pretty busy this week. So I'm back. You guys are gonna have me all weekend. We're gonna be trading hard. We're gonna be smashing some breakouts, selling some tops. Is that it? Is that all you guys got? It's team. I signaled an exit out as team. I know I did. Why did I signal an exit out as team? Is that it? That's it. That's it. This one, it's not a classic. All right, so I signaled not a full-blown exit, but a profit take, right? I exited some of my Steam position. I got into tokens like ADA, which are just now starting to close above our key moving average, right? So we're gonna see, because of the market sentiment, we're gonna see some of these wedges kind of continue up and then pull back, right? So when price re-enters the wedge, look at this classic bear flag, right? Down, 1, 2, 3, boom, down. And now what are we seeing? This is a running flat. Maybe some of you Elliott wave traders can comment on this. But let's flip it. Where can we expect a pullback out of Steam to before further continuation? So at 38.2, I don't like how this fib is acting. Let's go to this swing low maybe. Let's go to this last range. So, I don't think Steam is done. The daily chart is not done if we put an 80x on it. But we can expect some profit taking, right? We can. I shared this signal publicly weeks ago. It's at 37. Steam rarely turns on a 37 when it's trending, right? This is kind of ranging. This is trending. What's over here on the daily chart? We see previous support or previous resistance, right? It's going to turn to support. So fibs aside, not only did we have a bull flag here for a big move up into a pretty messed up rising wedge, I'd wait to see what this daily candle does, right? If it does like a dragonfly doji or any kind of reversal, it's good. If not, we can expect a retest of this breakout formation of this flag. We can expect a retest of previous resistance, right? So this is where I expect support to come in at 11,416. ADA is just now starting the breakout. I've got a pretty big ADA bag. I'm long on ADA on margin, and we've seen that inverse head and shoulders play out on good volume. Moving average is breaking out to the upside. I expect a run out of ADA. I'm expecting a big move. You know ADA is heavily shorted, right? And what happens when a heavily shorted coin turns around? We see a massive, massive move. I mean, I was signaling longs on ADA. We're at that neckline, like at the peak, at the tip of the neckline. I was signaling longs out of ADA here, 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 here on this bull flag. So we had plenty of chances to long ADA. This close above my market cycle MA, market cycle moving average, I'm not going to talk about publicly. All right. This is our key indicator right here that we're going to expect an upwards move because this flag is above resistance. You see how this was resistance, right? So the first run up to this line is a sell. Closes above this line are buys, right? And we're seeing that. We just need volume to continue. We need to see this breakout sustain. Is there a rising wedge? Is there a rising wedge? I don't think so. Not over here. Are we seeing 5 touches? There's another bull flag here. It's actually it's called a reverse pennant. Remove all drawing tools. All right, so this right here. That's a pennant, but it's an inverse pennant, reverse pennant. This is a continuation pattern. What are targets of this breakout? Probably setting at T1 right now. Boom. All right, so overhead targets on ADA just on this last move up, right? We close above and we can see 1330, 1370, 1396. Daily resistances. Let's go back to this inverse head and shoulders. It's gonna give us a pretty good target, right? Remove all drawing tools. At what point will I start scaling out of my long, margin long ADA bag? I think it's too soon to do so right now. How do we set a target for an inverse head and shoulders? Well, it's a distance from the neckline to the head, right? So 33%. If you guys have been long from here, you're already up some, like, so if you're doing it on margin, you're gonna say from this flag, you're up 11, all right, 12%. So where is my real deal target on ADA right now? I'm just gonna call it 30% in case I'm 1656. This is where I expect ADA to go up to based on this current formation. All right, so there's a 30% move. If you're at 10x leverage, 300%. Pretty good. All right, smash that like button so I cover more alts. Going over ZRX. Guys, thank you for all the comments. This chat is very active. I love it. All right, ZRX. Very early in market cycle. This is a good, this is a good token to hold up until the run up. It's got a good move up. If the cycle continues, right? What are we seeing here? Go to 240, you see a clear formation. You guys remember that that reverse pennant I was talking about? What are we seeing here? It's an ascending triangle. It's an inverse ascending triangle. And you guys can talk shit about inverse triangles. I've had people try to do that. But this is bullish, right? This is somewhat of a bottom. It's almost like a descending broadening wedge, right? So when we're trading these on BTC, we want to see that. You want to see some of this resistance. It's typically a pullback. Second, third time it tries to close above. We long it, stop back below that last wick. So yeah, things are excited up. Just gotta close above resistance to get some more momentum in it. Binance volume's 582. That's good. That's like pre-breakout. Am I seeing any divergences? Let me add RSI. Alright, so there's a bit of a divergence here, right? We see a high, we see a higher high, we see another high. We're seeing wicks for rejection. You're seeing a dragonfly doji. Can we expect a range? What's going on within a formation? It's like formation within a formation. 1, 2, 3, not quite 4 touches. Where is support? All right, we could potentially see another pennant formation here for a breakout. But as of now, I'm still long on ZRX. It's not my biggest bag, but I'm still long on ZRX. All right, going over Lisk and Metal for Mike. Your Lisk's up 17%, if not more. A little bit of a bear flag right there. Boom. Where was our target, Mike? What did I say about this line, this purple line? Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's purple. So this was our target. When I'm talking about these market cycles, right? We see a bull flag over here. Where can we expect it to go to? Boom, actually hit T2. All right. What's Lisk doing on Auto Trader? %17.3% open 10 days. It hit T3 and it came back down. You guys gotta start profit taking. You do. Not like full-blown exits, but profit take little. Lisk, one of those tokens, when it starts rallying, it just goes hard. What do I see? Get a sip of coffee. I'm talking too much. Yeah, buddy, Mike, you hop back in right on time. I know you guys see this. It's not quite 5 touches. Where was your exit, Mike P? Come on, man. Try to find resistance. Try to find support. Couldn't quite do it. You guys see some of these rising wedges. Just start scaling out. Pop into something that's a little earlier. There's a divergence here too. There's a bear div from this high to this high, right? Expecting a pullback. Now what's going on here? There's an MDRP. There's a mid-range divergence right here. So you could expect it to turn around. Let's go ahead and remove drawing tools and then come right back in with a retracement. Are we at a 50% retrace on this last move up? That's where it turned. If you check my notes, that's the stuff we've been looking for, right? If this is the proper fib. Now, if it actually does decide to turn, to head back a little lower, we're gonna see We want to see support over here at 3,700. This looks pretty good, right? I mean, this is, I wouldn't call this an engulfing candle, but I'd wait for it to come back down to a 50% fib, or wait for that breakout formation. We're seeing bull flag after bull flag, and we're trading them, and they're breaking up to the upside. They're doing good. Usman, I covered Steam. Did I say I was pulling some profits out of Steam? Let me check. Trade updates. All right, WAN pulled out. All right. Just going over some of the exits that I've signaled based on various wedges. Whoa, this thing's tripping. All right. So WAN exited. Theta exit. If you guys are asking me about things that already exit, everyone, right? Profit taking Steam. At 32% in 6 days. MDA exiting here. Nano exiting, right? So I've tried to keep you guys updated on some of our open trades when it's time to exit. And you guys are used to HODL, but we got a market cycle and we got room to run in some things and some tokens. Some tokens are early in a market cycle and some are late. And if we're seeing a reversal formation back to the downside on a late token and we're already up, why aren't you selling? All right, going to metal. If I'm saying I'm out of a coin and, you know, like MDA, it made another like 10%. But I brought in 28, 29% on it. There's going to be a pullback. Metal's looking good, right? It kind of it hit one of our targets. It's closing above our key MA. It's a bit of a bear div right here. But then we're seeing all this volume. This is more volume than metal has ever seen. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about metal. You guys see this big move down? This is because one of the metal whales, one of the early investors of metal, just was market dumping. He pretty much was just market dumping. He just wants to go back into BTC, wants to go back into cash, does not want to hold any metal. We're pretty close with the metal team. So, but I don't know how much metal he's got left, but we're seeing it come back down. And we're going to see support over here. We should, right? It still has momentum to the upside. It's a bit of a bear div here. What's going on the 4 hour? Did we see a 50% pullback? Are we seeing a rising wedge? It's not a classic. There is 5 touches. It is a wedge, right? So we're going to see a pullback. Not the biggest fan of it. SEC's FinHub to post public forum on blockchain digital assets in May. I'm going to read this when we're done. All right, we've seen these wedges come up, come back down. So if we see a close above this trend, or close below this trend line, all right, we should expect some support here. Maybe a little lower based on the 240. I don't think metal is done though. I don't. There's been some huge accumulation on here. Volume's low. If it's between target and entry and it's some profits, expect it to hit targets. Let me check what's going on with Auto Trader on metal. We have a lot of signals, so don't expect me to remember all of them. Like I'll tell my head. Up 10% in 4 days. So it hit T1. Yeah. So Mike, I would wait for a breakout formation. I just would. All right, guys, we got 10 minutes left. You guys have kept me busy for 50 minutes. That is awesome. All right, I'm going to take 3 more altcoin requests, and we're going to call it a day. So, show me once, show me twice, show me 3 times. Smash that like button. There's only 7 likes and 17 comments. Come on, Facebook. ICX. This thing's looking good, right? What did I say about market cycles? Where was our first sell on ICX? Where was our second buy on ICX? First sell. Boom. Closed above, retested. And now it's trying to continue. Volume 798. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What's going on with this formation? Well, that was our first sell. Let me get rid of that. What kind of pullback did we see? What kind of bottom did we see on this pullback? If you guys are VIPs, you should know some of these patterns. What's this one called? When you got a sharp V and a round bottom. That's an Adam and Eve, right? What does an Adam and Eve do? Feel free to answer these questions in the comments, right? If you're doing that, then you're learning. You're not just following me blindly. I'd rather you learn and earn and just follow me blindly. That's our Adam. This is our Eve. Is that a bull flag on the hourly? Is it going to break up? Is it going to continue up? What was this? A rising wedge, pullback to where? The 50%. I mean, it's the same thing over and over and over in this market. When I say we have an edge, you got this thing timed and we're hitting 8 out of 10 trades. That's because we see it, right? It's not usually this easy. This time it is. Not quite a bull flag, not quite ready, but it definitely double bottomed. All right. Mike P, I'm gonna be watching everything this weekend, man. I'm gonna be trading like 20 hours a day, like we did last weekend, right? I mean, I had my sister, her husband visiting. We were touring the island for 4 days, and it's grind time again, man. It's crunch time. So, Ether Classic. Boom, rising wedge, pulling back right now. Divergent on the 1 hour. Right now, one thing that might put a stop to some of these rallying coins is if BTC decides to just one candle all the way up to 4,900. I'm not saying that's very much likely to happen, right? I'm not saying that. But what can put an end to this rally is when BTC ends up rallying itself. So it's all season until further notice. So make sure you got some stop set and profits, right? If you're at T3, if your holdings at T2, T3, move that stop up to like T1. If you see a rising wedge, profit take it, sit in BTC, find the next entry. Boom. Ether Classic. Let me look at it on the daily. I mean, it's got a run up. I've seen Ether Classic not really trade according to other market cycles. It kind of has a mind of its own. I'm not sure what's going on with the community with the fundamentals. What's the technicals doing? They're a falling wedge or something. You saw a lot of turns on like no formation. So what's going on here? I might see a falling wedge. I definitely see a close above resistance. All right. So that's a good sign. What do we know about this cycle? We got a run up, right? It's got to play catch up. 20%, 21% on the first target. Is this the worthy trade? You decide. Is this a falling wedge? It is. Let's kind of shrink this down a bit. Oof. Look at that. Look at that. The wedge breakout target lines up with my market cycle target. Anyways, that's called confluence, when different things show you the same outcome. Different methods. Alright, fam bam. That's about it. I think I covered all your coins. Oh, we got waves. You can take waves and that's it and call it a day. Make sure to smash that like button, share the video, tag a friend. Spread the word. It's all season. Alright, so we're just gonna go from this last breakout. So if Waves is doing anything like Komodo, come on, man. Come on. Quit doing that. Alright. If Waves is doing anything like Komodo, we should see a continuation, right? Bounce off 61.8. RSI is found support on the daily. Volumes at 1700. This thing is heavily traded. It's not like a coin on Huobi or hit BTC with like, you know, 6 BTC trading volume. What happened here? We had RSI resistance, resistance, boom, broke above, found support. I'm bagging some waves right now. I can expect a leg up. I expect a violent leg up. What was this? Big rising wedge, right? These are tweezer tops. Pullback, 50%, 61.8. These are things we're seeing over and over and over. There's a market cycle happening, and if you need help trading it, just hop in our Discord, hop in our VIP. We've been crushing it. Yeah, you gotta smash like one more time. Thank you for tuning in. And you got questions, I'll be on Discord. Make sure you're in Discord if you wanna capture some gains with us this weekend like we did last weekend. Mike P, how many breakouts did you trade last weekend? I hope you're still watching. Anyways, I lost track. We've been crushing it. I'll catch you guys on Discord.